Assalamu alaikum, this is Maria Zulfikar welcoming you to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda awarded with Special Indomitable Woman Award. President Shahabuddin calls upon to work together for nation's progress. Fascist Sheikh Hasina still conspiring against Bangladesh, says LGRD minister. No lighting on Independence Day this year due to Middle East war, says Home Minister. Next testimony against 4 accused, including Mahbubul Alam Hani, on 3 charges to be taken on March 10. As Eid approaches, tailors in the port city become busier making clothes day and night. United States and Israel continuing large-scale strikes on Iran as the war enters into 9th day. And India facing New Zealand in T20 World Cup final at Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. Late Prime Minister Begum Khaleda has been honored with the Special Indomitable Woman Award in recognition of her contribution to the advancement of democracy. This year, 5 other women who achieved success in various fields also received the Indomitable Woman Award 2026. On the occasion of International Women's Day, the awards were handed over to the recipients by President Muhammad Shahabuddin at the Osmani Memorial Auditorium in the capital today. On behalf of the late Prime Minister Begum Khaleda, her granddaughter Barrister Zaima Rahman received the award from the President. Begum Khaleda was honored for her special contribution to the progress of democracy. In his speech, President Muhammad Shahabuddin highlighted the contributions of late President Ziaur Rahman and Begum Khaleda in empowering women. He said women's contribution to the progress of our society and economy is immense. He called upon men and women to work together for the advancement of the nation.
বাংলাদেশের জনসংখ্যার অর্ধেকের বেশি নারী। এই বিশাল নারী শক্তিকে রাষ্ট্র ও সমাজের মূল ধারা থেকে দূরে রেখে জাতীয় অগ্রগতি ও সমৃদ্ধি কখনোই সম্ভব নয়। নারীর রাজনৈতিক ও অর্থনৈতিক ক্ষমতায়নের বিষয়টি গুরুত্ব দিয়ে স্বাধীনতার ঘোষক শহীদ রাষ্ট্রপতি জিয়াউর রহমান 1976 সালে রাষ্ট্রপতির সচিবালয়ে প্রথম নারী বিষয়ক দপ্তর প্রতিষ্ঠা করেন। পরে 1978 সালে গঠন করা হয় মহিলা বিষয়ক মন্ত্রণালয়। পরবর্তীতে বেগম খালেদা জিয়া এটিকে বর্তমান মহিলা ও শিশু বিষয়ক মন্ত্রণালয়ে রূপান্তর করেন। শহীদ রাষ্ট্রপতি জিয়াউর রহমান যে ভিত্তি স্থাপন করেছিলেন সেটিকে আরও শক্তিশালী ও সময়োপযোগী রূপ দেন দেশনেত্রী বেগম খালেদা জিয়া। নারীর অগ্রযাত্রা মানেই দেশ ও জাতির অগ্রযাত্রা। এই অভিযাত্রায় নারী পুরুষ সবাইকে কাঁধে কাঁধ মিলিয়ে এগিয়ে আসার জন্য আমি উদাত্ত আহ্বান জানাই।
In her special guest speech, eminent physician and social worker Dr. Zubada Rahman said, despite oppression and injustice, Begum Khaleda remained uncompromising and steadfast. Her thunderous voice was always raised against autocracy and exploitation. She was a guide for democracy-loving people.
আপোষহীন বহুদলীয় গণতন্ত্রের নেত্রী বেগম খালেদা জিয়াকে, গণতন্ত্র অগ্রগায়নের অদম্য বেগম খালেদা জিয়া, গণতন্ত্রের মা, শত অত্যাচার অবিচারের ফলেও তিনি ছিলেন আপোষহীন, ধৈর্যে অবিচল। তার স্মৃতি চির অব্যয়, চির অক্ষয়, অমর। তার জীবন গুরুত্বপূর্ণ শিক্ষা দেয় নারীর শক্তি তার দৃঢ়তায়, আর নেতৃত্বের শক্তি তার সাহসে। তার মন সদা কেঁদেছে দেশের নিষ্পেষিত নিপীড়িত মানুষের জন্য। তার বজ্রকণ্ঠ সদা সোচ্চার হয়েছে স্বৈরশাসনের শোষণের বিরুদ্ধে। তিনি মা, তিনি যোদ্ধা, তিনি ন্যায় বিচারক, তিনি আমাদের চলার পথের পাথেয়, গণতন্ত্রের পথপ্রদর্শক।
Minister for Women and Children Affairs AZM Zahid Hussain, State Minister Farzana Sharmin, UNDP Resident Representative in Bangladesh Stephen Neeler, and Director General of the Department of Women's Affairs Zinatara also addressed the occasion. On behalf of the award-winning indomitable women, Bobita Khatun expressed her feelings. International Women's Day is being observed with the theme Today's Actions, Tomorrow's Justice, ensuring the rights of women and girls today in Bangladesh as elsewhere in the world. The day highlights the long struggle for women's rights, dignity and equality, while also reaffirming the commitment to building a safer and more just society in the future. Various programs were organized at the national level to mark the day under the supervision of the Ministry of Women and Children Affairs. Secretary General of BNP and Local Government Minister Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has shown no remorse for incidents such as enforced disappearances and killings, and despite allegations of crimes against humanity, she is still conspiring against Bangladesh. He made these remarks today while speaking as the chief guest at the program of My Duck at the Bangladesh Film Archive Auditorium at Agargaon in the capital. The film is being produced with funding from the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. The LGRD minister said such incidents as enforced disappearances should never occur again in the future. He also said he would request the Prime Minister to provide financial allowances to families of the disappeared to support them. The program was presided over by Sanjida Islam Tuli, convener of Mardak, State Minister for Information and Broadcasting Yasir Khan Chaudhry, members of Parliament Humam Kadir Chaudhry and Anisur Rahman Khokon Talukdar, and Secretary of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Mahbuba Farzana were present in the program. The State Minister for Information and Broadcasting said incidents like enforced disappearances in an independent country were once unimaginable. He added that the people of Bangladesh no longer want to witness politics marked by disappearances, killings, bloodshed and violence. Home Minister Salahuddin Ahmed said there will be no decorative lighting anywhere in the country on Independence Day of Bangladesh this year, as part of austerity measures in the context of the Middle East war. He said this while talking to the journalists after a meeting at the Secretariat today. The minister said Genocide Remembrance Day will be observed as usual on March 25. Although decorative lighting is typically arranged across the country on Independence Day on March 26 every year, it will not be done this time due to the current situation and the need for austerity. Regarding the upcoming Eid ul-Fitr, the Home Minister said garment factory owners have assured that workers' salaries and bonuses will be paid before the festival. He added that except for a few isolated cases, there should be no problems regarding wage payments anywhere. He also said that the banned organizations Bangladesh Chhatra League currently has no visible programs. However, he added that if any incident occurs anywhere, the police will take appropriate action. International Crimes Tribunal set 10th March for the next witness hearing in a case against 4 accused, including Awami League leader Mahbubul Alam Hanif, over 3 charges, including the killing of 6 people in Kushtia during the July mass uprising. International Crimes Tribunal 2 fixed the date today after recording witness testimony. During today's hearing, Police Sub-Inspector Anisur Rahman testified in the case. Later, the same tribunal recorded testimony in another case related to crimes against humanity during the July uprising, involving 7 top leaders of the now banned Awami League and its affiliated organizations, including Obaidul Qadir. Meanwhile, the cross-examination of Barrister Arman, a victim of enforced disappearance, was held today in a separate case filed against Sheikh Hasina and 16 others, including 11 former and current army officers, over allegations of abduction and torture at the TFI cell during the former Awami League government. The proceedings were held at International Crimes Tribunal 1, led by Justice Ghulam Murtuza Mozumdar. Later, in the same tribunal, a hearing on the framing of charges against Sheikh Hasina and 9 others was held in a case over the killing of 9 youths in an alleged staged militant operation at Jahajbari in the capital's Kulyanpur. In addition, hearings in 4 more cases related to the July mass uprising were also held. Earlier in the morning, 21 arrested individuals in these cases were produced before the tribunal. State Minister for Chittagong Hill Tracts Affairs Barrister Mir Muhammad Hilaluddin said, "The criminals have no group, no identity, therefore no criminal can be spared." He said this at a meeting of the District Law and Order Committee at the Chattogram Circuit House today. The State Minister said the government has declared zero tolerance to prevent extortion, cutting the topsoil of cultivated land, sand syndicates and juvenile gangs must all be brought under the law. Deputy Commissioner Muhammad Zahidul Islam Mia presided over, while Member of Parliaments Sarwar Jamal Nizam, Shahjahan Chaudhry, Mustafa Kamal Pasha, Abu Sufyan Inamul Haq, Irshadullah Zahirul Islam and Joshimuddin Ahmed, Police Superintendent Nazir Ahmed Khan and senior officials of the administration and law enforcement agencies were present in the meeting. As the Eid al-Fitr approaches, the clatter of thousands of sewing machines at cities' Kolifapotti is heard incessantly. Eid clothes for a large part of the country are made with skillful craftsmanship using needles and threads. Hundreds of small garment factories established here long ago, not to provide big brands but to provide quality clothes within the reach of the common people. Various kinds of dresses including ghagra, gown, kurti, Punjabi, shirt, lehenga, children's dress and shalwar kameez are made here. Several crores of taka are traded in this area every day, as traders from remote areas of the country flock here because of the affordable wholesale prices. However, due to the recent instability in the world, the craftsmen are a bit worried about their sale. Kolifapotti is a proof of the value of handwork even in the face of the mechanical age. The concerned ones believe that if the tailors and craftsmen of this area get proper government support and modern credit facilities, they can make a bigger place in the world market. Now, international news. The United States and Israel are continuing large-scale strikes on Iran as the war enters into 9th day on Sunday. More than 1,300 people in Iran were killed since Israel and the U.S. launched attacks on 28 February. Besides, about a dozen people have been killed in Israel. Meanwhile, the United States and Israel hit 4 oil facilities with overnight strikes in and near the Iranian capital, killing 4 people. An official told State TV on Sunday that the Agdeshi oil warehouse in northeast Tehran, the Tehran refinery in the south, the Shahrain oil depot in the west of Tehran, and an oil depot in Karaj city were the facilities targeted. Israel said it struck a number of fuel storage facilities in Tehran that were used to operate military infrastructure. The Iranian Red Crescent Society said around 9,070 civilian units have been destroyed in U.S.-Israeli attacks on Iran. President Donald Trump continued with his demand for an unconditional surrender from Iran. Late on Saturday, he stated that the war would continue for a little while, but stressed that Washington was not looking to settle with Tehran. Meanwhile, Iran has said the U.S. will pay for waging war and continued its retaliatory strikes on Israel and U.S. military assets in Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. Despite Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian promising on Saturday to halt attacks on Gulf states as long as their territories were not used to attack Iran, the Revolutionary Guard said in a statement carried by the Fars news agency on Sunday that Iran can fight an intense war against the United States and Israel for at least 6 months. The Guard's Iran's elite force also said they had targeted Iran than 200 locations related to American and Israeli bases and facilities across the region. An Iranian drone attack caused material damage to a water desalination plant in Bahrain. The country's interior ministry has said this comes a day after Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said that the U.S. bombed a freshwater desalination plant in Qasem Island in southern Iran, setting a precedent. Besides air raids, sirens sounded across northern Israel early Sunday, warning of incoming missiles from Iran with no reports of damage or casualties. Israeli media reported that several missiles were launched and at least most of them were intercepted. Meanwhile, the Iranian military confirmed that the Strait of Hormuz remains open, but it explicitly stated that it would target any U.S. or Israeli ships attempting to pass through. At least 19 people have been killed, including children, in Israeli attack on southern Lebanese village. Lebanon's national news agency informed that the casualties took place after Israel attacked on a 3-story building in the southern Lebanese village of Sir El-Garie. It added that civil defense and rescue teams are working to remove the rubble and retrieve the bodies. Besides, health officials in Lebanon have said an Israeli attack on a hotel in the center of the capital, Beirut, has killed at least 4 people. Israel said they targeted commanders from Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as it escalates its attacks on Iran. Now, sports news. Cricket. India is facing New Zealand in the final of the 10th edition of the T20 World Cup at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad of India. The match started at 7:30 p.m. Bangladesh time. India has scored 255 runs, losing 5 wickets in 20 overs when the report last came in. Earlier, winning the toss, New Zealand chose to field and sent India to bat. No team has ever won 2 consecutive titles in the T20 World Cup. India is on the verge of creating that history, while New Zealand is desperate to touch the T20 trophy for the first time.